today. Weight, of course, obviously, if you're following along, I'm losing 100 pounds live. So lost 120, regained 80, back in the weight loss era. But I also didn't stop during the regain. So I kind of want to talk through that today and just why it was so powerful that I didn't stop that whole time, even as weight was coming on. And spoiler today, I'm up on the scale. So I also want to talk about mindset around that from years of coaching myself and other women on this journey of reconciling, creating this life of joy and the number on the scale not being a reflection of that necessarily, right? Like the scale doesn't define us, right? But what I realized, we're all in this culture of chasing the skinny, and at skinny, the happy's going to be there. And it's not just like they tell you at any goal, it's who you become in that process of getting the goal, right? So on this path of, losing weight again, but having not stopped through the regain, the tools I do that help me get up every day and go from to shooting heart sing out my ass, going oh, I go through this process, and it has nothing to do with what I eat, how I work out, none of that. It's all heart set, mindset, soul set, right? And physical movement is a part of just feeling good. But I went through a period of time where I literally couldn't move. I was just so sick. I spent 7 months just so inflamed in my body and eczema, like my face, you guys. It was just really, really, really struggling. And that was during the regain period. But the things I kept and the things I did through that time was meditation, journaling when I could, daring to dream and set goals. And what does it look like on the other side of this when I have solved this in my body, right? And I think that's so important to have tools for ourselves, things set up so as we go through things in life, I think this is a big thing. Hey there, where are you from? Currently in Arizona, but live in Hawaii. So I'm visiting my daughter. And this is also where it all started for me, you guys. My whole 120-pound weight loss journey turned spiritual awakening, turned life coach, travel in the country in an RV, living my dreams, right? It all started here, like a stone's throw from where I'm sitting at right now. And it's bringing back a lot of those memories and a lot of thoughts about, I'm just so grateful for her that got up and learned all this stuff that had nothing to do with chasing the skinny the way we're taught in the diet industry, diet culture, even with I coach a lot of women on GLP-1s. I have no judgment for you if you're on one. I totally get it, man. I set out on my journey to get weight loss surgery, but back then we didn't have these magic drugs, right? I want to call them that because it just seems so wow, you just take this. But I know I couldn't get surgery right away. They made you wait 6 months. They sent me to some nutritionist who didn't know jack shit. I was I knew more about nutrition than she knew in her pinky finger. And listen, no offense if you're some 21-year-old nutritionist, but until you've lived your entire life learning how to eat and researching and all of that, you can't come chat. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. Hey, what's up? Nutritionists suck. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, you guys, right? In the weight loss industry, you see so much, I lost the weight and I kept it off. That's the thing, right? We know as entrepreneurs, for example, that you're going to fail a million times. This is known. How many entrepreneurs have started businesses and fail, fail, fail? They will all tell you this. You have to have a high threshold for that. And I would argue that that's the same for every goal that you go and get. That you're going to step into fear and discomfort, right? It's going to be frigging uncomfortable and it's going to be riddled with failures. And regaining weight on a weight loss quest is exactly that. Right? It's just data going in the opposite direction. So why is all the shame around it when so many things can happen? right? And I had to go through this because as a weight loss coach, I get that. I was there. I was living her. I was really that person. And then you know what? My entire environment changed. The foods I could eat changed. I got mold toxicity. You just don't know what's going to happen. So to set yourself up with tools that are unrelated to food, how you work out, and I've seen this 3 years of coaching too, right? Women all like break an ankle or something, and all of a sudden their whole health system was built around them getting up and running on a treadmill. And that's great. Hormones. Oh God, you get me started on the friggin' hormones, sister. I want to think you're a midlife badass too, because like that will rock your world, right? Like perimenopause is no joke. And that's when I talk about it all started here in Arizona. I was 46 and I look back and I know now I was in perimenopause. I've been out of menopause for I'm 53, so like 6 years now. And I went to seek changes, right? That was the start of my journey to not only lose weight, but what the hell is wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like I just was torn apart on so many levels, not only with light circumstances, but not feeling right in my body. So that's a whole nother journey, right? So this process that I do in the morning that evolved out of me creating habits and rituals that serve my mental health and my soul are what kept me going through that phase where I was so sick. I was getting up, rolling out of bed, and just it was all I could do to get to work. Like, and I would just come home and eat and go to bed and hide under the covers and try to not scratch the shit out of myself. Anyone have chronic eczema and know what I'm talking about? It was like everything was inflamed in my body. And you guys can look it back because I didn't stop sharing. I didn't stop podcasting. I didn't stop doing Facebook Lives as I was gaining. And I think that is, nobody talks about this, right? Nobody talks about losing a big, like 120 pounds and going through a regain. But how many of us women are out there? And it almost feels like, to me, when I see all the gurus out there, because this is like I'm on the ride with you. When you come in my group, we're on the ride. Like my VIP group, we have our weight loss call. We're all talking about goals. We're on the shared experience together. And even like after I lose the weight, because it's anyhow, now I'm friggin' squirreling. I had something important to tell you guys. Butter pecan ice cream. Yeah. I'd like to take this to apologize. Okay, yeah. So, wait, what was I talking about? See what happens? That also happens too. Where's my midlife badass? You get that. So, on this journey, you guys, the frick, where was I? I don't know. So suffice it to say, I wanted to share today because I'm not normally I weigh in live on the scale, but I'm in Arizona and it's much later in the day. And also I'm at my daughter's house and she works where I would normally probably do that. I'm in the living room, the AC guys. So I'm not getting naked on the scale today is my end of story. However, I'm here to tell you I'm up on the scale. So I'm up 3 pounds from my weekly goal. And some of that is I kind of like went in on some carbs yesterday. And I can't eat a lot of foods right now because of inflammation, toxicity. I'm doing a FODMAP, low histamine, right? And it's frustrating and boring. But also I overate and just being in awareness of, I could see myself doing it, of course, because once you're in awareness of it, you can like see yourself doing it. Yeah, it's all good. Like, and that was my point, right? It's all good. When you're creating a life, like when I sit down to do my plan in the morning, I remember before I went through this whole change in my perspective, right? Where I was chasing the skinny, like the happy is at the skinny versus I create a life of joy and that I love and the health follows inevitably. And as I was writing this morning and just reflecting, listen, I'm not mad being down 30 pounds for the year. You know what I mean? Like, I am so fucking stoked. And I'm building a business. I stepped back into being an entrepreneur. So I've got all of these emotions I'm dealing with every day because it's fun, it's exciting, it's scary. It's like I'm inventing something out of my head, right? Which is fed with like bunch of other people's shit. Because if you know human design, I have an open head in ajna, so they're not all my ideas. They become brain babies though, right? Like I'm like, oh, that. Like this week, you guys. So who is Three Glads Three? Are you in midlife badassery? Do I know who you are? Drop your name if I know who I'm talking about. Um, so I get these brain babies. So like this week in the community, I'm doing habits, and next weekend we have a habits and rituals workshop, and I just got riffing on it, and I was like, oh my god, rituals are a habit stack, and how much more fun is that to come and make a ritual, right? Like that's very witchy. Like you guys know I love my cards. Like get your little crystals and your candles going. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that. Oh, you're just scrolling on school. So I have a school community where we do it on the ride together. You can see the link. Follow along here, and then you can come find me and watch a little more and see if I'm your jam. You know, like because we have like my mission, my core value is fun, right? Fun, inspiration, authenticity. This is why I've been sharing my weight loss journey since 2018 on Facebook. I switched over to YouTube just this year. So I really love the YouTube audience. It's so fun and varied. Sometimes I end up like, I'll have a 20-year-old or something I'm chatting with about getting through college finals. And it's like all the life coaching stuff. I just think it's just so fun. It's just so like, isn't it crazy? Like I know there's a lot going on with tech and AI and stuff, but I'm so grateful for all of the people it's brought into my world over these last 8 years. Like the people like I sit and have deep conversations with came from being online, from sharing my journey, and then they come in and it's funny. It's like 6 degrees of Addie, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? Like they're all friends. I'm like, wait a second, that was my friend, right? And it's like, and I see this in my school community. Like we have this little branch of communities, like everyone's kind of in each other's communities, right? And it's like kind of this spiritual meets self-help meets weight loss, right? And weight loss has just always been my thing. My dad died from he was really severely obese, and it's been a trigger for me my whole life, right? And when I hit my bottom over here down the street here, and I say that because I'm visiting my daughter in Arizona, and it was like it's kind of bringing all of this back up. But it was like that. I remember I just was like so stressed out at work. I had one of those days, and I was in corporate America as a regional, and I had like all these clients, and the software wasn't working. I just was like, fuck, man. I just wanted to whip my keys at the wall and be like, right? But I didn't. I like calmly checked. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I just calmly shut down my computer, and I was like, I went home. I remember it was like an out of body experience. I just like went home like a robot. I walked in the door, I ordered Postmates, and I started Game of Thrones. I hadn't watched it yet, and lost myself for that week. And I called in Monday, and I never call in. I'm not that person. And I remember sometime like around Monday mid-afternoon, I looked around and I was like, oh my God, I'm my father. Like I had become this thing I was so afraid of, just lying in bed, eating and watching TV and avoiding every emotion I had. And it was like in that moment, I was like, I got up because I didn't want my girls to have that experience for a mother. I wanted my kids to experience adventure and what it is to create your life, right? So I went off seeking the only thing I knew, which was weight loss. And I ended up, yeah, corporate. Listen, I just left again. That's 2 times, sister. I tried to go back, and the same results. My soul was like, she's in there banging on the walls, I like to say. I just wasn't listening. You know what I mean? I was like, and it was, the universe is going to keep putting things in your path until you listen. And it just happened to be weight loss was always kind of my thing. And so I went off, and I actually have looked at weight loss surgery, and they make you wait, thank God, because it would have been a whole different journey. Instead, guess where I was led? meditation. And I learned, and I started meditating with the thought like, this shit can't work for me. I've got 50 million thoughts, ADHD, like none of that, right? So I started out doing it to debunk the meditation. And within 2 weeks, my daughter was like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Like, because I didn't tell anyone I was doing it because I thought it was like a little weird, right? Because I wasn't in the woo at all, which is funny because I was raised in a very spiritual religion, like, mind over matter, that kind of shit. So, anyhow, I had ended up in now, like, as I'm learning more and more, and as I have over the last 8 years about our nervous system and like creating habits, even that's why, like, this habit workshop I'm doing next week on going from rituals. But before you even step into the ritual, to creating the new habit, how are you regulating your nervous system? Because your brain does not want to do that thing. This is why you don't want to get out of bed in the morning to start a new habit, especially after the shiny new wears off. Like, you might be excited at first. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, you get really stoked about doing the new thing, and then you just kind of like fall off it. And it's because your red alarm, your fire, your survival brain wants to keep you there, wants to keep you safe. So you got to find a way to regulate this so you can start using your smart brain. It like literally detaches. You can't even access it. So when your fight or flight's trying to keep you in bed and you're trying to fight with it, it's like, no, just curl over. You don't need to face the stress in the world. And we have so much stress in this world, you guys. You have stress every time you pick up your phone. You're distracted. We've got alerts. We've got stuff coming from everywhere, even when you think you're not stressed. And here's what I find. The people that say I'm not stressed, I don't have any stress in my life, they're just shoving that all down. It's probably like chronic state, right? Like, oh, I'm okay, right? Like, that's the apathetic, like not even awareness of the stress your body's holding, because I think it's virtually impossible to walk through this world and not have cortisol responses. Like, I just can't even imagine. 100%. So what is your big glads? Are you on a weight loss quest, or have you been? Like for me, losing that big chunk of weight and going through the regain, like my weight loss experience was a spiritual awakening experience. And I think when we stop feeding ourselves, when we stop consuming, and that can look like so many things. It can look like Netflix, books, it can look like working out too much, right? Like avoidance of our navigation system, of like what we're being called to listen to, right? Like, I think that is the biggest difference. And I have so much fun when I see, in the community, I do a lot of, we do alter ego and archetype play, because it's one of the things that really shifted for me, like stepping into a new identity, right? And it's fun. And so the first time, as I started to lose weight, I created Slayer. And and people still call me Slayer. So be careful what you name yourself, you guys, because literally my kids call me Slayer. Lexi's like, Slayer. It's just my name now. It's like, I know. And then I got a hashtag with like the 80s hairband. Oh, look, I'm repping some Duran Duran today. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Slayer. I've been dealing with more of the hormonal issues. Yeah, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. No, fuck, man. Listen, sister, and here's where I ended up on my journey because I was trying to like help other, graduate people like want to come do what you're doing, right? Because like they see you radiating and it working and all of this. And so I had all these new women coming in the group. This was back in like when COVID hit, right? And I was really trying to figure out, what is it? What is that thing that moves the needle, that helps you get through the other side, to be the person that actually solves the thing on your journey, right? And I ended up creating this whole system, like the Me First Guide, but it's little bits and pieces of that for everybody that are different. And it's the stepping into the awareness and not judging ourselves, and being in a space with ourselves where we feel safe to even talk to ourselves. So I made this custom GPT glads. If you come in the group, you get access to all of that, right? And it's It might be, it's so good, it might be replacing me. I'm like, this thing is good. It's like your, I call it your coach in your pocket. But we play through archetypes, right? And like, what do you need? Like, what do you need when you're going through that? And I would bet any money it's going to be the witch archetype, because the witch is the inner, like, listening to yourself, trusting yourself, nurturing yourself, right? And then there's times we need the other archetype, which the slayer, that's my warrior. So back when I was going through that, it was like, all right, what goal can I slay next? And then I've had all different versions of this. You can, like, there's a lot of alter ego. People build alter egos, right? But there aren't a lot of systems out there that help you do it. So like for example, Beyonce and Sasha Fierce, right? Stephanie and Lady Gaga, Adele has one. Like a lot of pro athletes have alter egos, and so you're putting on this other identity. And while you're doing something like going through what you're going through, right, with hormonal and mental health, I mean, all of those things together, um, it's easy to get kind of get stuck in that's who I am, right? When we have access to all these different archetypes, all these different aspects of ourselves for us to tap into. So I'm currently working on Brookster. She's my CEO identity, and she my how I activate her is we put real pants on, right? Because as an entrepreneur, it's really easy to sit around and work in your yoga pants all day. Put on a nice shirt for your Zoom calls. You know, even for those of you that work at home, you experience this too, right? So I decided my CEO identity, the one that like gets in it in the office and gets shit done, puts real pants on. Like that simple. You know what I mean? So we had some other people come up with really good. We call it a talisman too. This is the thing that helps you indicate it. So when you come and build your alter ego, you're finding this thing that activates her, right? Like the budding of my jeans. Someone came up with a scent they put on, which I really loved. That was a new one I hadn't heard of. So when she smells this thing, oh, it's time to get into action, right? Todd Herman, that wrote the Alter Ego Effect, he coaches a lot of like really like elite athletes and stuff, and he's like, you know, that pro basketball player that you see over on the court like putting the towel down their face, they're not wiping sweat off their face. They're putting on their alter ego. They're putting on that version of themselves that's ruthless on the court, when in real life, they're this kind teddy bear, right? Like, who do you need to be to step into that place, to advocate for yourself, to investigate, to show up no matter what? Like, when I was talking about going through all that toxicity and inflammation and gaining weight and getting up and doing as much of my routine as I could do. And like, who do I have to be to get up and keep seeking and not just let this take me down? Right. And it led me to naturopaths. I just kept seeking, 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 because I have this process that I'm getting up and I move through every day. It's a planner I made now, and it takes me through the whole getting my head out of my ass and okay, what's one little step I'm going to take today? And I built an entire business on what's one little step. In corporate America, I'd have 5 minutes on the toilet, literally, is what my day felt like. And I would like be in there Googling, how do I make a website? You know, like, and it wasn't as easy as it is now. Now we just make an AI bot, like, make us a website. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much easier. So for my weight loss this week, here is my plan of attack, you guys, because I always like to share with you how I'm moving through my goals, right? So with my business goals, Brookster, oh my God, there's so many pieces that have been coming together. I'm so happy with the energy in the group and the revelations the women are having. That I feel like has been so on point, and I have been in hyper focus mode. So my daughter is like, she's like, we don't even talk. And we're in the same house right now. We talked more when I was in Hawaii. So I'm clearing, right? Like it's her birthday Monday. So we're going to a spa resort here. I got us massages and we're going to hang at the pool and get served. And so I'm clearing that. Wednesday I travel, and then I'm back in Hawaii on Thursday and get back in my groove and my routine. And I'm busting in the 250s in July. That's my goal. And I like to look at it like every decade. It makes it kind of fun. And the weight itself is just the indication I'm going in the right direction. And I know I need to figure out better vegetables for me to eat that aren't given this histamine reaction. It's easy here in Arizona because my skin is really good here. It loves the dry. It loves everything about it. And in Hawaii, I stay in my room pretty much. I'm there for until my youngest daughter graduates. She's a senior this year, so we've got like 333 days. And so that'll be the journey we're on when we go back. And I am losing 100 pounds and follow along, you guys, because I'm not stopping. Jump on the ride with me. You know, we're also doing a lot of Dream Big, and we just had Dream Big week, and oh, crack some shit open. So next year, I am going to go work in Edinburgh for a couple months. I want to nomad work for a while. One of the things I've realized being here with Lexi, because I don't have my treadmill here, I couldn't go to her gym here because they use like that funky, disgusting air freshener, toxic shit. You guys know what I'm talking about? That shit needs to be outlawed. It's full of so much bad stuff for your body. And when you have a toxic load like I do, you can't be in there, right? And then I went and I hiked up on my mountain early in the morning. It was glorious. My heart was singing. I recorded the podcast. It's here. It's the last one I recorded, but oh my God, you guys, I didn't have my microphone because I wasn't planning to record. And I ended up just recording it anyway and posting it because it's a reflection of my journey from January. I went up there and I said, hey, here's where I want to be this year. And then last week I did, here's where I'm at, right? And it's like to see from speaking out loud and daring to dream, like here's what I'm creating and stepping into it one little step at a time. It's just really fun, you know? It's really fun. So I did go ahead and post it, even though I'm like, oh man, that sucked. I can't believe I didn't have my microphone with me. But what are you gonna do? So, what else? I think, oh, so when I get back, getting in the 250s, and I'm back to like, I weighed in, there were a bunch of sixes, 266, right? And I started 292, but I had hit my 30, so I'm like fluctuating in that area. But here's what happens with weight loss, you guys, is all of a sudden I'll just like drop, you know, and then I'll be hanging steady there, and then I'll drop. The scale hasn't fucked with my mind in a really, like, I don't know if it ever did really. Like, I'm just really good at not, that number doesn't mean I'm not worthy, right? And I know getting into human design a little bit, I have an active, all my motor centers are active, my identity center is active. So if that means anything to you guys, it just, and my ego center, I'm just really sure about who I am and where I'm going. So if you don't feel that way, it could just be your energy moves differently, you know? And this was so game changing for me, coaching people, knowing like, hey, if you have an open root center, you're probably going to be a little more stressed about things like goal setting, timelines, numbers on scales. Like those things can feel like a lot of pressure for people that center isn't active. And it's really helped me as a coach, like step into helping them understand how to protect that energy, how to goal set in a way that it doesn't make it fight or flight, red fire alarm in there, you know? So anyhow, now I'm just a rambling. Okay, you guys, so our mission next week, I will be weighing in from Hawaii, which will be 7 a.m. my time over there on Thursday. I'll have just gotten in the day before. So my mission when I get back is to get my food, get my room, get my clothes. You know how it is when you get back from vacation, get everything in order that Wednesday. So Thursday, I can step back into what does this look like? You know, I'd love to do another 30 this year. So that I'm on that ride with that. And what else I'm creating. So, all right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Glads, it was nice to meet you. I hope I see you in the group or here on my channel. And we're doing it together. So one little simple step at a time. And really, like, one of my big thoughts and what I'm focusing on next week is just every day I sit with a planner. I have a little heart in there and it says heart sing action. And every day I say, what's one little thing I can do to bring me heart sing today? And that literally got me through that whole time. I was like, kind of, I felt bedridden, right? Like I wasn't. I mean, I got up and went to work, but it was really hard. What's one little thing? Sometimes it was just being still. Sometimes it was making sure I got my meditation in. Maybe it was putting my feet in the earth. Like, it was that one little thing you can do to bring me some joy today, and to like look around and find joy when all I wanted to do was wallow in my misery, because the brain loves that shit, right? It loves to wallow in our misery. So when it does, I have to be intentional to get out of it and step into joy. How am I stepping into joy? You know, so go step into some joy. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you made it this far, for sure, subscribe, follow along, hang out, because we're doing it right here on this channel together. And I will see you next Friday. Oh, I guess I'll have a day. I'll see you next Friday for weigh-in, and maybe sooner if you're in the group. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's light this bitch up.